Welcome to the first block of the prepare to play phase. In this phase we're going to start ramping things up a little bit, and this speed agility component we're now at 100% max speed. But 100 max speed has to come with an air of caution. If you don't, if you haven't been following the program, please refer back to some earlier phases to just prepare yourself for this, because as much as it is great to be doing max speed training, you do have to build up to it, otherwise it runs a high risk for you getting injured, and that's something we don't want. So to begin, we'll do our A skips and B skips and all our linear mechanics to prepare ourselves for this work. We'll do all that, and then we'll go talk about change direction. We want to get the max speed stuff out of the way first. It's best to do it early on in the session after a good warm up and all that kind of stuff. So stability and mobility program before this, then the movement, then the warm up, and then the speed stuff, and then you can finish with more change of direction stuff after. Okay, so we're going to come up to the blue here, and we're going to go. First one is A skips. So I've set up here a 10, a 20, and a 30 meter track, because you're going to do speed work over those metrics. So the first one is A skip, just a 10 meter A skip. So when you're ready, off we go. Good, and then walk yourself back in. Walk yourself back in. We're going to do each one twice, so just to get yourself nice and warmed up. So off you go again. If you haven't done this forcefully, push down into the floor, force into the floor, force into the floor, and the hands here are very important to be pushing down to the floor, because they act into the floor. And you ever want to check if they do improve force, you put your one knee down on the grass and start doing this motion, and look at the imprint of your knee in the floor, and you'll see a dent in the floor, which indicates that this action here is transferring force down to the floor. More force into the floor, more back up, more speed. Okay, now we're going to a B skip. Now, tricky coordinated movement here, but we're going to try it, and we're going to see what level we can get achievement at, and then we build on that. So slow is better. Start slow if you're not familiar with this exercise. Start slow, bringing that foot around, balls your feet, scraping the floor. That's good. Scraping the floor, scraping the floor. Good, and then relax and then come in. That's good. So start slow with it. We really want to see that action. So from the side, we want to see that action coming through, and the scraping of the floor is really important. That balls your feet contact. Okay, let's go again. Not bad. Good, and back in. And then the hand action is shoulders behind the hip. Yeah, so get them up towards shoulders, your hand up towards the shoulder, and behind the hip on the motion. Okay, jockeying now. Wide base of support throughout, wide base support, wide, keep wide, stay wide. Good, keep moving. Good. And then relax, walk yourself back in, and do it again. 2 left, 2 right in this one. Shuffle across, keep your feet wide, don't bring your feet together. You don't want to catch yourself in that vulnerable position, because if you are narrow, very hard to do any movement after that. Okay, so we're warming up now, we're building up. Now we're doing the lateral shuffles, so face one way, laterally shuffle. Good, rest there, rest where you are, just rest where you are, and then come back and do the same thing again. Stay wide, toes forward, relax, and do that one again. So make sure your toes are always pointing forward on this one. Yeah, that's better, that's good, feet are nice and wide, toes are forward, going across, keep your feet wide. Good. Okay, and the last one, straight leg running. So accelerate yourself as you get towards the track. Accelerate, and relax. Good. Just 10 meters. Yeah, okay, and last one again. Same again, last one. That's good. You can hear the scrape, you can hear the feet contact on the floor, which is perfect. Okay, now for the advanced, for you guys, I want you to do 5 reps at 10 meters if you come down here. 5 reps at 10 meters, 5 reps at 20, and 5 reps at 30. Now, the rest time here is a lot, and it seems excessive, but there's 2 things with speed development, because we're on to max speed now. Of course, you're going to get max effort here, or I want you to do max effort, but you're not going to get maximum speed, because it just isn't long enough. You may do, and hopefully do, under 30 meters, but for here, we want to keep, but still max effort. Now, with max effort, we're going to do anything maximum, you need 2 things. 1, maximum effort, and 2, freshness. So you can't be too fatigued going into this. So there's a long rest in between these reps. You'll see on the PDF how much rest we want you to do these. And what I would say is, bring a hurley, football, sliotar, whatever it will be, just so you can do some light technical work in between the rest times and then go again. So you're not just standing there idle and you're getting some use out of the rest time, because you can do something light technical. You don't have to do absolutely nothing. You just can't do anything too strenuous in between the reps. Okay, so the first one, good athletic position, sprinting to 10 meters. Good. You don't need to slow down and decelerate. It's not more of a deceleration focus at all. It's a gradual slow down here, alright? So make sure it's maximum effort. Get your rest, right? You might play a bit of football here, a bit of light touches, soloing, whatever it is, just skill work. And then the next rep, the minute is a rest, the minute's gone, and you go into your sprint. And then you go into your rest again. So 5 repetitions of this one. We'll move on to the 20 meter now. Bit of a longer rest time in this. Again, everything's on the PDF for you to see. 20 meter maximum effort, go as fast as you can. Good mechanics, dropping that back foot, maybe set up. Don't set up in a sprinter start. You don't want to encourage the body just to be good here. You want to encourage to be good from here. Good start and acceleration from a good position. Okay, let's do 1 rep at a 20. Good, and then gradually slow down. Good stuff. So it's the 20 meter. Again, you'll get on the ball, and if you're doing it with your mate or whatever, he can go, and then you can rest in between. Yeah, go back to the start position. We do 1 to 30 meter now. Again, same thing, a longer rest here. But again, you don't have to be idle in between these reps. Okay. Good, and then slow down gradually. Perfect. So you do 5, 5, and 5. So 15 reps. 5 of these will be a max speed, probably over 30 meters. You're not going to get max speed over 10, and unlikely to be over 20. So you're going to get max speed about 5 times in a session, but you're still going to be exposed to maximum effort. Okay, then we go into the change of direction stuff, right? So there's no hopping on this phase now anymore. We used to have the hopping component because we're back training. We have a lot going on, and there's hopping in the program and the strength and power. We're not going to put it in this. Okay, so set up the track as follows. So a good starting position here. So just have the blue cones to start. So I'm going to start from here. Walk out 7 meters. Admittedly, this is not 7, but 7 meters is your reference point. Again, we'll remove this as I used to say before. 45-degree angle, walk out 7 meters, drop a cone, just come back in, walk out 7 meters from here. Again, admittedly not 7. Coming out here, and then a 135 here, right? So 45-degree angle back towards yourself. Okay, so set up the drill. Obviously, you do the other side as well, but for the purposes here, we're just going to do one side. And pet peeve of mine is the cones, running around cones for your sport. I think they sometimes ruin the gait because everyone's kind of different mechanics and anthropometrics and everything like that. So just have it as a reference point. So I'm just going to put it here as a reference point. So for around this point, I want to do my turning or my change of direction. And then I'm here. So good athletic position, I accelerate out. We have the first one is called 1 COD, 1 change of direction. We're going to do a 45 degrees, cut to here. Now, you're running here like a train and you're on the tracks. You have to step outside the train tracks to get yourself across there, right, to change your momentum, okay? You don't want to kind of come around and start turning like this. You want to go straight as an arrow, and then at the last minute you want to plant and drive yourself out here, right? Otherwise everyone's going to predict yourself going that way, and you're going to do an inside cut anyway instead of an outside foot cut. Okay, so 45 degrees out to our left, pushing off the right foot. And also, I should have said, decelerate on that cone as well. So we're getting accel, a change of direction, and a decel. Now we're going to go 90 degrees, so come out. Again, it's the outside cut, but this time you have to sink your hips a bit lower because it's a sharper change of direction. Yep. Drive and decelerate, good. And just for the purpose of the video and the program, we go 135. So come out, 135 degree cut. Good. What you notice here is, right, so the first one, I can maintain a lot of my momentum, right? I don't have to slow down too much. From here, I've got to go to 0, because I have to slow down completely, because I'm completely changing direction, because I'm going from the sagittal plane now to the frontal plane, and I'm going from the sagittal plane to the transverse plane, so I've got to go down to 0. So it requires you to be a little bit lower in your positioning, because you've got to get low, you've got to absorb all the forces to generate force going that way, a little bit less going 45 degree angles. So it's good to practice all these different things. Yes, they are change of direction, but they're completely different in their demand throughout the system. Okay, second change of direction, or sorry, 2, so it'll be 2 COD, and this is what I mean by 2 COD, is you come in, drive, same as before, I'm here now, and now I'm going to do a 90 degree cut to my 90 degree marker, so I'm outside my foot, and then I'm decelerating in here. So there's now 2 changes of direction. 45 degree and a 90 degree cut to here. Okay, off we go. One example. Good intensity, good tempo, that's very good. That's it. So you do obviously other sides, all the reps and sets will be on the PDF. So we're in, we cut well on the right side, we cut well on the right side, we did a 45, we did 90, and now we're going to do all the way back to maybe the center one. So we're going to go 45 degree, out to 90, out to this one here, and then back to here again, which will cause us 3 changes of direction. Okay, so just walk you through that. So good athletic position again, all the stuff we did before. Come out, outside right, to accelerate myself here. I'm coming out here, this cut will be a 90 degree cut because now the way I'm facing. Decelerate, drive on the outside. Now this is kind of 135 degree on myself. Turn right foot again, back to center again. And make sure these are all about 7 to 8 meters of a run. Okay, last one then, last repetition just so you see it. 3 changes of direction. Good, and decelerate, perfect, really good. Okay, so practice at home, ideally, for me, in boots, on pitch. If you're a hurler, with a hurler in your hand. You're going to have to do this with a hurler in your hand. If you're a footballer or a Gaelic footballer, then you might ball in hand, but typically you're probably doing this without a ball in your hand because you're chasing someone or whatever. Yeah, so practice these at home. Now we're getting a lot more functional to your sport. Remember, this is a 4-week block, so you're going to repeat this for 4 weeks. Again, this is the speed and agility component, and some of you may feel you need more of this, and you'll see on the timetable there's endurance and speed agility, so you kind of select which one you want more of. So your endurance might be ticked off, you might get that a lot from your training, you don't need to do any more endurance, so you do more speed work, or vice versa. With the games coming in, just plan your sessions around this. You don't really want to be doing this the day of a game, or obviously the day before a game. 2 days out is probably appropriate, just whatever you're used to. But I hope you see the functionality of this now. We're getting very much closer to the end, if you like, and a lot more sharper in terms of the functionality stuff. But hopefully you built up. If you haven't gone to max speed, I really emphasize you going, referring back to a couple of weeks before to build up your pace to be doing max speed in this session. Hope you enjoy it, stay safe, and see you again soon.